Hello, and welcome back to Let's Build the 200 Subscribers Special. Today, I actually don't know how long today's episode is going to be because we are going to be going through some of the side doctrines and missions control, weapons release authorizations, and stuff on a side level. And we're going to start with the Chinese, so if it takes too long, I might split it into two episodes, depending on how I feel tonight. But, let's see. Where is it? There is a Doctrines. I would think it'd be in the editor. Where's the... There we go, yeah. So, Doctrine and Rules of Engagement, so this should bring up everything for the team. So, let's just go through these. Nuclear weapons, not granted, not that it matters, because we will, they aren't in this scenario. We can, these honestly don't matter. Here, subsurface, we can set the free, because that might result in, here, ignore plotted course when attacking, yes. We could actually just set these all to free fire. For the most part, it doesn't add much to the, or it doesn't change much, because I am not, I'm not putting in all the civilian traffic. And in most cases, I would say by now military should have figured out a way, because most, if not all, well, like 90, I actually, I don't want to put a percentage on it, but a lot of maritime traffic and most aerospace traffic has emitters on them that register, what they are, what the destination is, where they came from. That's why you can track, flights on Flight Radar 24 or maritime trackers on various, or maritime shipping on maritime sites. Is because they have these transponders. So you'd think, I'm amazed by now that the military apparently hasn't figured out a way to like aggregate that, so that way they automatically just know who friendly or non-hostile contacts are. I mean, even if it's something as simple as just having one seaman watching Flight 24 and saying, okay, and correlating that with the radar display. But anyways, engage in big ambiguous targets, optimistic, engage opportunity targets. We'll say yes, engage enemy contacts. As remember, the Chinese side were simulating as being less disciplined too, since they followed Soviet style and Russian style doctrines. Nor EM common under attack. Yes. Kinematic range for torpedoes. We're going to set kinematic range for automatic and manual launches. Basically, I think what that's saying is they will fire at the max envelope of the torpedo, even though they're, at that point, all the ship has to do is turn around and sail for a mile and are out of range, so. Automatic invasion, yes. Refuel, that's honestly not going to be too big a concern. Land warfare navigation, obviously, again, not a huge concern. Air operations tempo will be surge. Quick turnaround time, yes. Fuel state pre-planned. Bing will terminate mission and return to the base with planned reserve fuel. That's fine. Actually, no, okay. Fuel state RTB, yes. When first unit in flight reaches fail-safe fuel state. Weapon state pre-planned. Use loadout setting. Here, we'll use Winchester mission specific weapons have been expended. All targets of opportunity with air-to-air guns because it's preferred. Again, I don't think that's going to do too much other than draw them into gunfights. Yes, RTB when last aircraft in a flight reaches weapon state. We can just have them leave as they reach weapon state. Air ground strafing, yes. Jettison ordnance when under attack. DVR engagement logic, we will follow missile straight in, because that's especially Soviet doctrine. Use SAMs in anti-surface warfare mode. No. Maintain standoff to target. Yes. Navigation shortest route. Yeah. Use missile waypoints. No. Avoid anti-submarine warfare. Avoid contact. No. Dive when threat is detected. Yes, ESM detection, threat proximity. That's probably fine. Recharge battery 60% when on station, when on the offense or defensive. When empty, air independent propulsion usage. Yes, when engaged, offensive or defensive. Dipping sonar, automatically deploy in and hover less than 150 feet. Altitude, sure. Navigation, shortest route. And now we can, I think by clicking those, I'm basically applying these to everything. We'll be at orange alert level, radar, active, sonar active, because that's actually a Soviet thing too, I think, is there's submarines. I mean, surface ships can use it as much as they want. They're loud. They're not going to hide from a submarine. But what you may call it, Soviet submarines use active sonar much more aggressively than the Western counterparts, I believe. It's part of their doctrine. So we'll set offensive countermeasures as active as well. Oh, this is all right for most. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm only going to modify a couple of these then, because like the cannon fire, whatever, bombs, whatever. What is this? Submarine. Okay, that's just. Actually, I might not have to modify most of this. System default targets defense value. Systems default. Fire weapons from enough units to fill. System default. Automatic fire to max range. Yeah, that's basically what I want to set. Is these guys just firing from max range? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. PL-21. Yeah, alright. So, withdraw and redeploy. It seems like they're already set to max rate. Withdraw when damage is greater than 50%, or fuel is less than bingo, or the primary attack weapon is less than exhausted, or the primary defense lesson is ignored. Redeploy when damage is less than 5% and fuel is at least 100%. Yeah, that the rest of that stuff. And this is for ship subs and land, so really, this just means that ship, like those attack missile boats, they're going to be out of the fight faster. We'll leave that as mission specific. So now that we've done that, awareness level, okay, yeah. We can go to the Navy and kind of do the same thing here. So they're going to be on tight, pessimistic. They can ignore plotted course when attacking. Gauge opportunity targets. No. Ignore EM while under attack. Yes. Practical range. Automatic evasion. Yes. This is fine. That's fine. Surge. All loadouts. We'll leave most of these. We can actually set them to drag immediately. Oh. Crank and drag. So basically what this logic states is, I mean, fall missile straight in is self-explanatory. Crank as possible is more for the original semi-automatic radar homing missiles. Because those you had to maintain a radar lock all the way to missile impact. So what you would do is to reduce your closure rate, you turn your aircraft so it's just within the boundaries of your radar, enough so that you can maintain the lock, but it reduces your closure rate and gives you a greater angle, so if there's return fire, you're in a better state to evade. Crank and drag is kind of the same, except that this is more for fire and forget missiles, because this, by maintaining the radar lock, you can, with like the AMRAAM and stuff, you can still send updates. Like if they change course, you can say, oh, go over here now. So that's what that allows. Drag immediately, I assume, is just turn tail and run. That's a new one for me, because originally the last update I remember where I messed around with these, it was just the top 3. So we'll do crank and drag. Use Samson anti-surface warfare mode? No. Maintain standoff? Yes. Use missile waypoints? Yes. Avoid contact? Yes, except in self-defense. Dive when threat is detected. Battery doesn't matter because we're nuclear. Same with AIP. So, EMCOM settings, we are going to be alert level red. And everything's going to be passive. Basically until we're detected. Weapon versus targets. Oh, that's not good. It's for a reason I can't set the Oh, you know what? Let's try switch to United States. Now let's nope, that's not what I want. Doctrine. There we go. All right. So most of these will let be default, but things like the harpoon, we will go for max range is fine for harpoon, I guess. For these guys, though, I want... Really? Alright. I guess we will do 70... I wish I could just change all these. We'll do 75% of max range. Oh my god. Oh, okay. By changing unspecified, I did change them. Alright. Same here. We're going to do 75% of max range. And basically the goal behind this is just to give these missiles a little more maneuverability at the end of their target envelope when they're about to hit, so they can, hopefully dodge defensive fire better. Oh, that's the JSAW A. Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. C1. We're not going to use that. JSAW approach. Again, I don't think we're going to use that one. The LRASM though, that's... We'll use that at 25% of range, yeah. Just because... because, damn, I didn't realize the range was that long on it. Likewise, Sidewinders and all other air-to-air weapons we will use within 50% of max range. This will basically guarantee better kill rates because they will have more energy. Unfortunately, this means they won't be launching them from as long a range, but especially with air-to-air anti-air missiles, I think the Hawk is hypersonic, so fuck it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can. I guess we can do 75%. I didn't realize the range was that short. Most of this other stuff we don't care about. Torpedoes. Honestly, for most of these, because our surface ships use these too, I'm not going to make the distinction. The only one I would really make a distinction for is the is for submarines. Because Mark 48 is only used by submarines, so there I'll put them at 75% ships. I don't mind firing from standoff ranges because that encourages the submarine to turn around, which is pretty good when you're maneuvering defensively. And obviously, if we have helicopters or something dropping torpedoes on subs, range shouldn't be an issue because they should be dropping it right on their heads. Tomahawk can launch at maximum range. Ship launch RASM, maximum range. There we go. Now we're getting into some of the defensive ships. I think we'll use 75% for this guy. All right. Then we got. I don't think I have anyone equipped with the SM-2MR. Yeah, so I can actually just ignore that. I think it's only there. Yeah, because we have like Block 3 Tomahawks, and I don't have any Block 3 Tomahawks in my loadout. So instead, here, the Ram, we have that. The only reason I did the Sea Sparrow is because I think I might have a Sea Sparrow variant on the supply ship. I can't quite remember. So Ram Block 2 will be 75. Okay, 5 nautical miles, which is fair. That's a what is the actual max range? Okay. Burnout weight 10 nautical miles. So this ensures it has more energy when it's attacking targets. So we have a better chance of kill. Now the SM-3s I'm actually not going to mess with because I don't know what their we can probably use 75% of max for ESSMs because by the time they get to the target, they'll be closer than that. Actually, I should probably do that for yeah, I think the CRAM I'm gonna I'll leave CRAM short as like an absolute last case so we don't get it firing at targets that might still have a missile inbound to them. The rest of the ground-based missiles, though, I think I'm going to set to 75% of max. Again, just because by the time the missile gets up in the air and to whatever it's intercepting, it'll be closer and therefore have more energy. Yeah, you can see this guy goes out to like 120 miles, which is a fair bit. All right. Uh. Oh yeah, ERAM Block 1B is even more ridiculous. 150 nautical miles. Which I think most of the um stuff that land structure don't care, mobile target don't care. Really, it's just a guided weapon, helicopter, and aircraft for these SAMs that we care about. Again, now no escape zone is basically the because I'm sure you've noticed that in these lists. No escape zone is basically the range where a missile, it's still in its burn phase, so it's still very maneuverable, and it's going to basically give the target no chance of escaping. These guys can go to maximum range because that's not a factor for them, because that's an anti-submarine missile. Withdraw. We will ignore damage, bingo, and ignore fuel, just because I don't really have the logistics for ship combat set up. Likewise, redeploy. Doesn't matter much. Ignore weapon, because I mean the U.S. is basically going to be retreating shortly after this mission starts. Targeting priority. We'll leave that mission specific again. So now we can. There we go. Reset weapon release authorizations. I might have to go and tweak the missions now, but that kind of sets up our sides, I think, for this. And you'll notice, I think, because of this, you'll notice difference in tactics and effectiveness, particularly in air-to-air and surface-to-air combat, and less so when it comes to air-to-surface combat. But it's going to be interesting. So I think that will conclude us for today. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.